Welcome to Legal Literacy Series 11. Um, as I promised, I'm continuing my discussion on law of insurance. So, in the last video, I had mentioned about the importance of third party insurance and then continuing the discussion on that. So this time, I'm taking up the discussion which is very practical and very important for every person to have a knowledge about. So, let me start with my legal literacy and stay with me till the end. It's definitely going to be of a very practical utility. The discussion for this episode is grievances with insurance companies. So definitely when we have a policy, when we deal with insurance companies, we will be having certain grievances and which needs to be resolved. Now this video presentation is how you are going to deal with those grievances and how you resolve it. And this is an elaborate video, and please stay with me till the end, and I promise that the information I am going to give you in this video are definitely going to help you out in dealing with the insurance companies. So let me start the video with a discussion on the number of companies that operate in India. Initially we had only a life insurance corporation which was operating in Indian territory and life insurance area, and general insurance was governed by United Insurance and New India Assurance Company. From 1991, we opened up our economy for the whole world. The foreign investment came in the insurance area. Now presently, there are 24 companies which are operating in life insurance areas, and 29 companies are operating in general insurance areas. As per the law, one company cannot do both business, life as well as uh, uh, general. So they have to deal with any one of them. So let us have a clarity what covers under life insurance. Now these are some of the policies which cover under life insurance. So not only life insurance, it also deals with money back policies, education, endowment policies, etc. are dealt by life insurance. But whereas general insurance companies deal with the health, motor, travel, home insurances, and fire insurances. That's the scope of their functioning. So the kinds of grievances that we may face as an individual are two types. The first and important one was general grievance, where individual is not affected, but consumer as a whole are affected by the company's style of functioning, and that affects the consumers as a whole. And that's I call it as general grievances, which has to be addressed by the the consumers. But individual grievances are concerning a individual person like you and me. So when we talk about functioning of a company, the way they propose a policy, the way the terms and conditions are put up in the policy. Sometimes what happens is some conditions are unreasonable, and they take the help of that condition and avoid responsibility of paying compensation. Now that's a general grievance. Sometimes due to competition, they come up with a policy which are not viable, which can lead to bankruptcy. Now that's again it's not in the good interest of an individual that a company goes bust. So that's another reason where the general grievances can be dealt with. Violation of competition law is a very interesting one because good competition protect the interest of consumers. But when they form a cartel, they come together, they form an association, and they stop competing. All terms and conditions in all policies are same. All are of same quality. All are same at the same cost. That means there is no competition. So where there is no competition, there is exploitation. So this is again a general grievance where we can raise this issue with the different authorities. But when it comes to individual problems like rejection of claim, part payment of claim, disputes as to the condition is fulfilled or not. So these are the kinds of grievances that we face. But what the bigger challenge that we face is the fear psychosis relating to the disputes. The first problem that comes to our mind, that the first fear that we needs to address is it worth fighting? I find this is not a question to be asked, because if you want to survive in this commercial world, a capitalistic world, you need to fight against the huge companies. And worthiness of fighting, I'll give a small example. So if a person has suffered a loss of say 50,000 rupees, while buying a policy or while making a claim, 50,000, it's big money, but how far you can fight for that 50,000 rupees? How much money you can spend for 50,000 rupees? So many times we feel that it is not worth fighting. But imagine the same thing is done to 1 lakh customers by the insurance companies. So how much of profit they are making? So it is never an individual fight when it comes to consumers. It's always a fight for the community. If we stand together, we can fight any mighty corporations. So that's the reason. Is it worth for fighting? Cannot be a question. Every fight is worth its penny. Can we fight the mighty corporation? Now this is where this video comes into picture. Mighty corporation. So you stay in a small town in India and you have a grievance. You file a case in the local court. They have an empaneled advocate there. So that means they have a pan-India presence. They are everywhere in India. You go and appeal to the district court. There they are there. Their empaneled advocates are there. High Court, Supreme Court, they are there everywhere. But can an individual fight against such a mighty corporation? The answer is yes. Not because we can spend money, but because state has come up with the mechanisms through which we can definitely air our grievances and fight for our grievances. Can I afford to give time for this? Yes, this is a very, very relevant question. Can we give time for such fight for interest of the general public? Now here I can only request that it's worth giving time for such fights. Forget about the gain that you're going to get in a monetary terms, but in terms of experience, it's worth. So when we talk about grievances, now there is a grievance redressal mechanism. So this grievance redressal mechanism is designed to protect the interest of the consumers. So there are two types of grievances. One is in-house mechanism. So this is an in-house mechanism, means a mechanism built by the companies themselves. It's not out of any interest or love for the consumers. It's a requirement of the law that they have to have an in-house mechanism, and as it's a requirement of the law, they function in a proper manner. Then we have state mechanism. Now this state mechanism is established generally for all the disputes, and generally for the disputes of consumers, and specifically for the disputes related to insurance companies. So that's how the state mechanism can be divided. Let me start with this in-house mechanism. So there is interesting mechanism called as IGRM, Insurers Grievance Redressal Mechanism. Now this mechanism is company's own mechanism. They have built it under the requirement of the law. Now what happens here is when you file a complaint, when you send an email, and they are going to go through that email, look into veracity of the complaint, come up with their opinion on this. So it's a legal department giving opinion on your dispute. Now this IGRM is built by the insurance company themselves. So at the description of this video, I have given the details about IGRMs of every company, 24 companies of life insurance and 29 companies of general insurance. I have given the link for the policies of their companies, how they deal with it, and second, I have given even addresses where the complaint can be filed. Now, if you are not happy with the IGRM's functioning or for resolving of dispute, then you can go for an appeal, integrated grievance mechanism management system. Now, this system is created by all the insurance companies coming together. So they have formed an authority who is going to deal with it, that is integrated grievance management system. Now, under this system, they deal with this. See, both are in-house mechanism where you need not appear before them. You can just only send an email. Now, where to send an email? Please refer to my description. I have given the details about how, where to file the complaint and what should be the contents of your communication. Now coming to state mechanism, we have four mechanisms. The first one is IRDAI. Now this is deals with the general insurance grievances, not individual grievances, because he is more important, more involved in regulating and developing the insurance business in India. That is IRDAI. Then comes Ombudsman. So Ombudsman is a special authority created to deal with insurance disputes. Now here comes the information about Ombudsman. Again, you can refer to the description where I have given addresses of all the Ombudsmans in India. Ombudsman, there are 19 Ombudsmans in India, and we have so many states and union territories. So there are few, two or three uh, states are squeezed together to bring under one ombudsman. So they are established in metro cities and big cities in India, and they directly deal with disputes relating to consumers and the insurance companies. They have two mechanisms. Number one, they try to mediate and resolve the dispute. The second one is they pass an award, an order against the party who is erring in this regard. Consumer Grievance Redressal Forum, that's is another process generally created for consumers, not specifically for insurance consumers, and all consumers can go under this and get the relief. And civil court is the best option in form of relief, but it can cause a delay in functioning of the process. So you have all so many mechanisms are there. I know you would be confused where to go and whom to go. I'm giving you a comparative study of these things on basically there are five yardsticks on which I have made a comparison. First one is an opportunity. How well you can present your case before this authority. Second one is the speed in which the case could be disposed of, and how well or how satisfied you can be with the outcome. And then accessibility, how easily you can reach this authority, and how with minimum cost you can deal with this authority, and the cost in the whole process. If you look at the first two mechanisms as they are in-house mechanisms, opportunity is minimum because you can only contact through emails. There is no personal thing. You will get a phone call and you may have to answer those phone calls. There is no personal hearing and there is no transparency in this, and you are not very sure how the whole process is looked into and how seriously it is looked into. Speed, very good speed. I am not having any direct experience with this uh, insurance integrated system, but I have done with DTH, direct to home service, where I contacted, I complained, I got a call, and I went at three tiers, and every tier I had a call, a long discussion. So therefore, they respond well, they respond fast because it's a requirement under the law. But when it comes to satisfaction, I am doubted because companies cannot understand the concept of justice. They can only understand profits. So you don't expect anything outstanding from them, but they can deal in their own capacity. Ombudsman, yes, this guy can resolve dispute fast, but the problem is accessibility. It's a very poor accessibility because there are only 19 all over India. Again, you can access only through online or a phone call, and all the details are there in the description. And when it comes, as it is not accessible, definitely cost would be more because you have to hire a lawyer. But when it comes to consumer forum, it's one of the best option because it is there in every district place. So therefore, fairly better accessibility. You can appear without the help of a lawyer, so therefore cost is very minimum. Disposal, I call it as speedy disposal, but not as speedy as the internal mechanism system that you have seen, which resolves the dispute in the matter of days. It may take months or years, but still I feel that we have more control over the whole proceedings. Civil court, as you all know, they are overburdened, so speed you can't expect them to resolve dispute faster. Cost is very high because you have to hire a lawyer to argue the matter, but the matter can be resolved in a best manner. So this is how I rate them. So now if you ask me to what I would do if I have a dispute, first I will exhaust in-house mechanism because that's the best and cheapest way to deal with it. If you are not satisfied, then only you move on to the other authorities. So when you move on to other authorities, ombudsman, you can always shoot an email because it's not advisable to travel all the way and incur the cost, and the consumer forum would be the best option. So thank you very much for watching this video. Please like, share, comment and subscribe and press the bell icon. Thank you very much.